Yeah, maybe.
That tape is making a big difference on my toe.
Mine too. So honey, tell me your thoughts about the trip so far.
I like that we're doing something today.
We did something yesterday.
I know, but it's neat to get out from Playa.
You like that we're doing some sightseeing?
Yeah, from the commercial
my
city.
gosh.
You know? Holy crap.
There it is.
Yep.
No touch.
Are we gonna go to the top?
Nope, you can't anymore.
What?
Because someone fell off and died.
Oh, what were they doing?
Climbing the stairs.
And
The
they
stairs, when you go over there, you see the stairs are like this narrow.
Listen guys, the way we do in this tour guys is, what we do, we will talk about the most important buildings. For example, in this case, we'll talk about the castle right in front of us. And then, Kukulkan, I will tell you in a minute. And we talk about it, and then we'll go there, closer to this side. We'll take some picture of it, some videos if you want it all the way. And then after that, we'll talk about the ball game. After the ball game, then we'll talk about that building over there. We call the Sompantle. After the Sompantle, we'll talk about the platform, Venus platform. After the Venus platform, we will take you all the way down to the cenote. We'll take the highway segment number 1, or highway number 1. We'll talk about the cenote, and then after that, we'll come back. We'll talk about another building we call the 1,000 Columns building, and also the Temple of the Warriors. That will be the last one. And then after that, we'll go back to the van. Take us total about 2 hours. In the meanwhile, if you have any question, anything would you like to know, please feel free. Now, right, so talking about that building. Before I start talking about that one, you need to know that you will hear me saying castle, nunnery, house, palace. Those terms, guys, are not Mayan. Those terms we owe to two very important travelers. They came here in 1838 to 1842. Those two travelers, the name of those guys, they were John Lloyd Stephens from the States. He was a lawyer. And Frederick Catherwood from England. He was an architect. Those two guys, they get together because they hear so many things about this Mayan culture. So they start back in Chiapas, and another state of Mexico, Chiapas, back in Palenque. So they start from there, they went to Central America, and then they came here to the peninsula in 1838 to 1842, more or less. So those guys, since they were familiar with the terms of castle, palace, nunnery, church, so for them looks like a church, they call it the church. Looks like a palace, they call it palace. For example, in this case, the castle from Chitsen Itza, the palace from Palenque, the castle from Tulum, the church from Cobá, and so on. That's all you will hear me saying those terms. But they're not Mayan terms, thanks to those two guys. Now, talking a little bit about Mayan cosmogony, Mayan religion. Mayan people believe, guys, that we have a world down there. Human, of course, and underworld we have another world they call it Xibalba or Xibalba. Remember? The life star underground with caverns and with the primitive water. But at the same time they did have another world on top. So upper world, underworld, and human. Those three worlds, they used to relate it with the three stones, guys. Especially on land, at the kitchen, and in the house, at the kitchen. Those three stones, that's where they used to cook. That's the fire. The three stones, they used to relate it with those three worlds. But at the same time, on the sky, they used to have those three very important stars, which is, one of them is the sun, and the second one is the moon. And the third one is Ike, Ek. In Maya, Ek means, in Espanol means estrella, or English star. Today we said Venus, Ek, or Venus. So those are the three worlds. Sun, moon, and the Venus, three worlds. Yeah? Imagine on the floor, three stones. Yeah? Now, another important thing Mayan people used to have, or they did have, is this one, the star, north, south, east, and west. But instead of north, south, east, and west, they used to have colors. Example, the natural direction, natural reference is the sun, and the sun comes from the east. When the sun rises, the name of that, the color is red. From the east all the way down to the west. At the west, when the sun is gone, what color we have? The night is black, right? So red and black. we said life and death. When the sun in the afternoon, guys, is dying, the sun becomes yellow. So that's why we said in the south is yellow. So here, since we have a lot of water coming from the rain, the way they used to see it, the rain, it was white. So the rain comes from the north, and the white is coming from the north. So white north, yellow south, east red, and west black. But at the same time, guys, this civilization, instead of 4 directions, they used to have 5 directions. So see the cross? 4 directions, plus the center of it, the center of the world. They call the axis mundi from this Mayan culture. And was represented by another important color, which was the green, and it was represented at the same time on land by a tree. They call it the green tree. In Maya, they call it Yaxche, Y-A-X-C-H-E, Yaxche. The Yaxche, guys, is that tree over there, that those guys standing over there. That's the green tree, or Yaxche, or Ceiba. That's the center of the world. That tree, it has 13 branches, and it has 9 roots. So Mayan people, guys, they did have 9 roots, or 9 different gods or deities down there, and 13 above. That's why this tree, it has 13 branches and 9 roots. And the humans over here. Those are the 3 worlds: upper world, underworld, and human. Okay? This is the Mayan universe. The green tree, right in the center, or the axis mundi. This tree used to connect with the 3 worlds. Or like this: upper world, underworld, and human. East, west, north, and south, and the center of it. Yeah. Upper world, moon, the sun, and Venus, or Ek. This is the Milky Way, guys. Questions so far? That's why, guys, when the Spaniard came here in the 16th century, and they saw those 3 stones plus the cross, Mayan people believe in so many different gods. Lightning, rain, sun, moon, polytheists, they believe in so many. When the Spaniard came here and they said the 3 stones, they related with the Trinity, and the cross with Jesus, so it was easier to convince them to convert them in Catholics. But of course, nothing to do with those 3 stones, with 3 worlds. So also, one of the reasons we have 4 sides on the pyramid is based on the 4 directions of the world, or we call 4 cosmical headings: east, west, north, and south. Right? Talking about the pyramid, guys. That pyramid, besides is the axis mundi of this Mayan culture, guys. At the same time, we say it's a Mayan calendar. You know why we say it's a Mayan calendar? If you count the steps from this side, for example, you will see that it has 91 steps. 91 steps times 4 sides, it's 364. Plus the top one, 365. It's 365 days it takes to the earth to go around the sun. That's one. Second one, Mayan people, guys, they used to count in 20s. We count in 10s. They used to count in 20s. So they do have 18 months of 20 days. 18 times 20 is 360. Plus they said they have 5 days, or resting days, or bad luck days, or wajeb they call it. Still, those days you can see it from the top of the pyramid. Still, we have 4 left, right on top of the pyramid. 4 days left. One it's gone, which is good. So, if you count how many platforms, how many layers, how many platforms we have 9 in this size and 9 in another size. So 9 plus 9 are 18. 18 times 20, 360. Plus 5 days of bad luck, 365. That's why we said many other things. That's why we said this is a Mayan calendar. But the most important, why so many people come the 21st of March? What happened here? That's the beginning of the spring, or equinox. The beginning of the spring. That day, guys, the sun got since this town or this city, they have the influence from the center of our country. Back in the center of our country, guys, the name of the sun god, it was Quetzalcoatl. You know what is Quetzal? Quetzal is one of the nicest, beautiful birds we have. This one right here. This is the Quetzal, with 1 to 2 foot long. Quetzal. I'll show you in a minute. Right there. This one. This is the Quetzal. This Quetzal, guys, was representing the sun, Beta, the good one. Yeah, at the same time as the eagle or Quetzal. Salud. Daytime. The nighttime was represented by an important cat from this area, huge cat, yellow with the white spots, with the black spot, not white, black spot. We call it the jaguar. You will hear so many people with a whistle try to imitate this jaguar sound. It sounds more like an eel jaguar, but anyway, that's the idea. And you will see so many jaguar heads. The jaguar, guys, was representing the night because that's a nocturnal animal. So representing the sun at night with it. So the daytime was good and the nighttime was bad. Two very important forces controlling the universe, day and nighttime. In those days, those were big rulers, man. They believed they were God themselves. They believed they had the sun over the foreheads with those feathers, big headdresses. That's what they believed. And they believed that they were not like regular humans. They were special. Like kind of Hitler. Yeah, kind of. That's the way because they didn't live right on the floor or so. They didn't live in this area. This is a civic ceremonial center, this area. Nobody was living, especially in the castle, for example. Outside of the city, that's all the nice, beautiful places where they used to sleep or they used to live. So guys, daytime and nighttime. Daytime was represented by a jaguar, by a quetzal or eagle, or the sun. Nighttime by the jaguar, right? Two important forces. That day, guys, the 21st of March, the beginning of the spring, is in a few more months, 2 months, the rain will be coming. So we need to worship the sun god. That day, the sun become a snake. Remember I was telling you that. This civilization, it has the influence from the center, from Toltecs. And from the Toltecs, the sun, they name it Quetzalcoatl. Now you know what's Quetzal, bird. Coatl, like a coat of arms. Coatl, put L at the end. Coatl. Quetzalcoatl means snake with feathers. Quetzalcoatl, or the sun god. This city is erected in the name of the sun god. That's why you will see Quetzalcoatl or snake with feathers all over the place. If you look at it, all over the place is snake with feathers, Quetzalcoatl. So, or the sun god. That day, guys, in the afternoon, around 4:45, 4:50 in the afternoon, when the sun is over here, more or less in this direction, it will reflect a shadow in that corner over there, with the balustrade, with the stairs. Looks like a snake going down. Looks like it's just the shadow. Looks like a snake going down. What's the purpose of it? What's the meaning of it? Symbolically, the sun will penetrate the Mother Earth, and then after that, what is going to happen with the sun when the sun passes all the way, disappear, dies? Exactly the same thing. Will come down, penetrate the Mother Earth, take the highway number 1, and guess who's going to eat it? The cenote. Mayan people, guys, believe that from your life, from your death, life is coming. In order to give your life from your death, life is coming. This is how they used to think. That's the sacrifice entering over here. In order to have nice, beautiful corns, plant, then we need to kill someone. We need to give somebody lives, and then that way we have nice, beautiful corns. That was the idea. Of course, not from my people. This is my people. This is my tribe. Somebody else, another tribe, of course. Yeah. And now, I'm not gonna kill the poor guy. No, I will kill the best one. I will kill another ruler man, because another ruler man, that's God, also, same as me. So you're gonna take the most important people from another tribe and then kill it in the name of the sun god. And the blood will benefit the Mother Earth. Mother Earth will eat that blood. All right? That's the main purpose of that day. A replica what the sun does every day. When the sun comes from the east, all the way down, once it gets to the zenith, symbolically penetrate the Mother Earth, and then after that, the sun dies. Goes underneath, fights down there, and then come back the next day and do the same thing, like a circle. That's what we're doing over here, guys. Especially that pyramid is one of the most important ones. That's why you will see that the head of the snakes are only on the north side. Not on the three sides, just only in the north side. Right? To give you more or less idea, from that day, I have a picture of it, which is this one right here. This is the 21st of March, the beginning of the spring. This is the balustrade I was telling you. This is this corner is right down when you see it. So we'll start appearing like this, all the way to the head. This is the 21st of March, of the beginning of the spring. That means it's time to go to the field, prepare. Let's say prepare the field, cut all the trees. Remember, here we don't have no soil. What we used to do here, guys, they used to burn all the, of course they used to let it to dry a little bit, 1 month, 20 days, 25 days, and then burn those trees. On the ashes they used to grow. They used to put corn, pumpkin, and beans, black beans, and of course a lot of chilies. They used to raise that. And of course they have some, normally they're close to the swamps. That way they get the moisture from there. They have nice, beautiful corn crops. Right? So that's the main purpose of it. Since it was in those days, this used to be one of the strongest, one of the biggest cities in those days. So they used to have the control of the world, according to them. Okay? Questions about Quetzalcoatl, or snake with feathers? Another important thing you need to know, my friends, is that in those days it was all clear in this area, empty, no trees at all. Few trees only. You know why? In the 9/11, someone tried to attack this city. That way they can see where it comes from. Outside of the wall, they used to have many houses, so it was all clear with a lot of houses. That's one. Second one, they used a lot of woods to burn some type of stone to make the stock and build all those monster of buildings over there. Okay, so it was all clear. So they did have a lots of problem with water. In the peninsula of Yucatan, it doesn't rain much. Even at the news they said it's gonna be lots of rain, a big storm. Yeah, like this one. A very strong storm. It doesn't rain much. Here the water is not like where we're coming from. Where we're coming from, for example, back in another side of the peninsula, in the east part, a meter, about 3 or 4 feet, if you dig a hole, there's water there, a river underground. Over here, the water is about at least 80, 90 feet deep. So now, of course, we have some electrical pump that will pump the water from the cenotes to water this area over here. So guys, they did have a lots of problem with water. Here in this area, they've been found so many chuntuls. You know chuntuls? I hear about it? Some cisterns. They make a hole in the ground, cover with the stucco pretty well, and the rainwater fill it up. Or sometimes what they do, the slaves used to fill it up for the big rulers. So guys, questions so far? You want to see the snake manually?
Can we get closer?
Yes, we'll go closer. Well, that's what I said. We'll go closer this side. Once you look this side, then we'll go inside, and then after the cenote will come in, we will see the north side.